Hello everybody, Iain Robson here. Welcome back to another episode of Tunxdorf Farm. Alright, we got something going on today. As you can see, I've harvested this field. This is the field right beside the BGA right here. And we did that for the straw primarily, actually. And I took a little bit of the straw and I put it into... There we go. I put it into the... Let's make sure we turn that down. There we go. And I put it into our mix feeder, and it helps if when you lower it. There we go. I put it into the mix feeder, so we have a little bit in there right now. So what we're going to do is we're going to take we'll get one more load of this straw and we'll put it in the mix feeder, and then we need to do we need to get some grass next. So our silage is still fermenting at the main farm, and we're gonna go ahead and hopefully have some TMR soon, and hopefully get some cows soon as well. Of course, we're going for dairy cows in this map because we have the Milk Max machine and we also have the mix feeder, so it just is a cooler operation in my opinion. I don't know, I just like the idea of it, and that's the reason why I wanted to get it. We don't actually own this field, but it was some leftover, I think it was wheat on this farm, or in this particular field, so I figured might as well just collect it and not waste it, I suppose. Otherwise it would just waste away here. So we're going to get one load of the straw because we're here already, and it shouldn't take too long really, so we're like more than halfway full already. So what we'll do is we'll take this back to the main farm, and then we'll grab the mower and mow up that field. That also means we need to rake, and we'll collect some of that grass over there. So that should be in the keyword, of course, allow us to get the TMR mixer ready to go. Alright, 95%, 96, 98. Perfect. Let's gun it. Alright. So we're heading back to the main farm. There's actually kind of a few little random areas. Let me just do this. There we go. There's actually a few little like random areas you can kind of get back to the main farm here. I'll show you one of them that I found when I was playing off camera the other day. I played a lot off camera actually the other day. I didn't realize how much I actually did until I looked at it. I'm like, oh wow. So yeah, I actually harvested that whole field myself, strangely enough. And it took a lot longer than it should have, but whatever. Alright, so here is kind of like the easy, or the quick way to get back to the main farm from where we were there. So you just go along this little pathway here. One thing I do like about these pathways here is they're bumpy, but they're not like, they don't look weird, and they don't they're not so bumpy that it's just you can't drive along them. Because oftentimes map creators will make like the path so bumpy that it's like, what's the point of even driving on the path? That's what I find, at least. So are we gonna be able to make this turn? Nope. That's what I find, at least. So there we go. So because of that, that's why I'm kind of like, well, I like how the creator kind of made like it's bumpy a little bit, but not so much so that I don't want to drive on it. Because often when I have a path that's so bumpy that it's just like unreasonable, I just don't drive on it. So anyways, but you get a cool little view of the different parts of the farm and different parts of the area here. Let me get out of the cab here. As you can see, we're coming into the main farm here. And here we are. I think it's kind of a neat little back path there. Also, for those people who are wondering or even were curious, oh, it's not there. Oh, yes, it is. These right here, these are actually are storage facilities. So you can just store your hay. They're really small, but you can store stuff there. Although the one thing I found was a bit odd is it actually doesn't show up in your storage in this section right here for whatever reason. However, if I bring up my PDA with the PDA mod, which is available on FS-UK, it does show that we have 23,000 liters of straw. So that's why I thought that was a bit weird. Alright, so we have a little bit of straw in there already. Now, did I hold mix feeder button? Press There we go. This is what we're looking for right here. Is it Control F? No. Control M and then F. So we are looking for this. So we don't have any cows yet. Mixed feeder manually. I think, let's, if we go here, is it going to show us how many mixing ratio? We don't need to do that yet. Does it show us how much used? No. I thought it would show us how much we actually had stored, but I guess it doesn't. So, whatever. We'll just leave it for the time being. So what we'll do is, I believe there's a section where you can... I'd have to fiddle around there, but there's a section where it says, do you want to have unlimited storage or have like a finite amount? So in this case, we have a limited storage basically in the mixed feeder itself. So because of that, I can just put like this whole load of straw in there. This is like the second load, but you can adjust it so it doesn't do that as well. That's a possibility, so it just depends on how you want to do it. There we go. Put that in there, and what we'll do while I'm thinking about it is I need the mower, which I don't know where it is. Oh, there it is. Reset vehicle. Yes. And I don't know where the other half is now. That was the rear mower. That's there now. We need the front mower, which is there. Perfect. So ask them to deliver that ever so kindly. There we go. It's funny, this tractor and the other tractor that we have, both are like 9,000, or 9,000, what am I saying? 260 horsepower. That's what I was trying to say. So what that allows us to do is you can use them interchangeably, basically. I definitely like the Coloss way better than that Deutzfahr. And that's primarily because the engine note actually sounds nice. Yes, that's the way we want to go. So let's go this way. Perfect. So yeah, the engine note on this tractor actually sounds much nicer. I just find it's a nicer drive on the inside too, so. But that's just me. Alright, so what we're going to do is we're going to do a little bit of mowing. The field we're going to pass by on our right, just over there, that's the field we're going to mow in a moment. And then we'll go from there, basically. So what we could do is I'm just going to drive into the other field here and just leave our wagon right here for the time being. Keep it out of the way, but also means I have to go back and forth every single time. There we go. And let's drive back onto the road. There we go. No one will be the wiser, I guess. Alright, so what we'll do is grab those mowers. So we haven't done anything with that field yet. It's just been harvested and that's it, basically. So harvested, and we collected all the straw. We turned it into chaff, or we collected it, one or the other, basically. Did a little bit of both in that field, so. Alright, let us grab the mowers. As long as they're still there. They should be around here somewhere. No, not there. Oh, there they are. I can see them from here. Alright. Okay, look. I don't know why they've done it that way, but alright. Definitely making it more difficult. They look like they have it one each direction. There's our little cat right there, just chilling out. Looks like a, what do they call that? Tabby cat, I think. Alright. Yeah, it's strange because this one is pointed this way, and then the front mower is actually in the opposite direction, so I have to do it like this. This is so strange. There we go. Alright, so let's drive and head to the field. I don't think our actual silage is fermented yet. That'd be awesome if it did, but I'm fairly certain it hasn't yet. That would be just a little bit too convenient. Alright, there we go. So we'll do a little bit of mowing. We don't have a rake yet, but we'll need to get one. Eventually. Maybe just a small rake. I don't know. We only have the one field so far of grass. So perhaps we won't need a large rake. I don't think the field's very large, but it may be larger than it appears. I don't know. Alright, where's our turn here? There we are. Let's go ahead and open the gate real quick. And excellent. And see if we can make this turn without crashing in anything. No. You think you give yourself enough space to make the turn, and you don't. Oh well. Alright, so let's lower our mowers. And then turn that on and turn that on. And let's start mowing. I don't know how fast we can go on this. Probably fairly fast, I imagine. So of course we're doing this for the cows, which we don't have yet. We do have quite a bit of wheat because I harvested that one field. So, and by quite a bit of wheat, I mean like 400,000 liters of wheat. I didn't expect us to get that much from the field, but we got quite a lot amount, so I'm happy with that. That's okay with me. I can't complain too much about that, so. Such an oddly shaped field. Oh look, there's like a tree stand right there. So I guess someone, if they want to go hunting, that's where they would go. That's what it looks like, at least. I don't know what hunting is like in other countries versus North America, but often you see people with tree stands out in the back of a farmer's field. It really just depends on whether the farmer allows it, really. That's normally the reason why, or normally the determining factor in a lot of cases, because a lot of farmers just don't want guns on their property, and other farmers don't mind it at all. So, like I said, it comes down to the farmer itself. Okay, so this shouldn't take too long, actually. It's not that big of a field, as long as I don't waste too much of the actual size of our mowers here. It should be relatively efficient. Should be being the keyword, of course. So I could use the GPS mod, which might make this a bit more efficient, but it's not necessary, I don't think. Not for this size of field, at least. But I don't know. It's in this scenario. Actually, I don't think totally going away from what I was just going to say. I was just thinking to myself, I don't think I've ever seen this style of mower in my area, at least. I'm just going to go up and down now. I think it'll be a bit more efficient. I don't think I've ever seen a mower quite like this. I always see pull-behind mowers, like a Moco style by John Deere, or like a Haybind by New Holland, something like that. I don't think I've seen ones like this before. No, I'm just thinking. I don't think I have. Strangely enough. Not that it's not. I don't know, maybe it is common, I just don't see it. No, I don't think I've ever seen it. Anyways, I don't know. If you live in North America, have you ever seen a setup like this? Maybe you have, maybe you haven't, I don't know. I think it depends on where you live. Like, I think this type of setup might be a bit more... No, I don't. I think actually OLF used to use something like this. I think he did, at least. Or this is what he was talking about getting instead of the speed rower. Or the no rower, as he refers to it now. I don't know. I'm trying to think now. Oh well. So if you see something like this in North America, let me know. I'm kind of curious now. I don't know how common they are, but perhaps they are more common than I realize. And I just don't get out much, I guess, to farms. which is entirely possible too. Like, I don't go visiting a large number of farms, so perhaps they are more common than I realize. So I have no idea. All right, let's get this little tiny bit right here. There we go. I believe I have a button set up for lifting them all and lower them all, or do I? No. I think I changed it. Or maybe I didn't, I don't know. Originally I had a button set up for like raising all the implements at once and lower them all, but in the end it wasn't necessary because like half the time it wouldn't work because I wasn't using like 2 implements and it wouldn't just raise one, so it was kind of annoying actually. I think I was trying to use it with like the big air seeder, the John Deere air seeder, and it just doesn't work. So I don't know what the deal is there. I think it was strange because like if I used just like V, for example, to lift and lower, it was fine. But if I tried to use like lift all, lower all, it wouldn't do it. So oh well. Alright, so let's get this little section here. So instead of going back and forth that way, we'll just do this little section here. And I think what we'll do is we may or may not have enough time. We'll see. To get all this done. I'm not sure yet. And I really don't know how much the actual rake is. I don't think it's too expensive though. Let's get this little section here. I don't know, I think it's one under 10,000, if memory serves. We'll see. Alright, so how's everybody doing today? I hope everybody's doing well. Hope everybody has had a good Christmas time so far, or holiday season, I guess I would say. Some people hate Christmas and some people love it. I don't mind it. I use it as an excuse to go visit family. Although I never really needed an excuse, it's just a question of an appropriate time. Because often my family is busy. But that's what I use it for, at least. It's to try and visit family if possible. But not always possible, just due to schedules and time and whatnot. But, you know, you gotta try at the very least. Like I mentioned in one of my previous videos, I actually visited my family not too long ago. Did the old Greyhound trip there. It's always fun. One of the, well, it's not that glorious. I prefer taking the train 100%, but it just so happened that the bus was just a wee bit cheaper that time, so I was like, we'll take the bus this time. It's actually not too bad. They have Wi-Fi in buses now and stuff like that, so it's actually, it used to be a lot worse, because it used to be like cramped into your chair, but now it's not nearly as bad as it used to be. Now it's like, it's almost like taking the train, minus not actually being on a train, but... Oh, that was a bad pass. Well, I guess we got most of it, whatever. Alright, so we have just a wee bit left, actually. Like I said, it shouldn't take too long. It's only a small little chunk of grass here. And I think what we'll do is we'll finish up mowing this field, and then next episode I think we will do the raking. But we're basically prepared for it now, so which is good. There we go. So you can tell it's me driving because that's how terrible the job actually is. If it was Courseplay, it would be so much more smoother. The price we pay. Alright, let's get that turned around. There we go. It's funny, I've been messing around with settings on various maps to see like what might be optimal settings. I don't know, I haven't done that in a while, so I just was like taking a few minutes just to like muck around with the settings, and seems like I found a fairly good setup. I don't know if everybody's ever noticed this, but I think it's every 5 minutes or so, roughly, you'll see my FPS drop, and that's because of doing an autosave. That's what happens. I remember Dirt Tibbers didn't like that, but there's been too many times where I've crashed the game without having autosave running and having to do like an extra hour, 2 hours of work. So because of that, I keep the autosave function working, despite the fact that it does, you know, create a lag spike every so often. But small price to pay for not losing in 2 hours work, I find, because there have been many times where I've been like, I'll try a mod out or try something out, and then it's like, ugh, there goes like 2 hours or whatever. So perfect. Look at that, Dunsky. Let's see. Is that just going to raise it and not actually? Yeah, it's not going to fold it. Figures. There we go. Alright. Let's get out of here. This is why we picked up the mowers early on. There we go. Let's get out of here. So, I think what we'll do is we'll call it there for the time being. Keep it a nice 20-minute episode. And we'll go from there. So let's take a little pause right by the sunset here. Make sure we turn off the tractor first. There we go. I do like this tractor. It's nice. Alright folks, that'll be it for me for today. This has been another episode of Tunxdorf Farm on Farming Simulator 2015. And if you enjoyed yourself, why don't you go ahead and hit that subscribe button. I'll catch you guys later.